Episode 8.
Unsexy stuff that scales.
Here we go. Welcome to Curated and Crafted. We're your hosts, Kinsey.
And Dom.
Two women building brands, businesses, and lives with soul. Here we pour out the real stories behind luxury brands, unforgettable events, and the mindset it takes to build something that lasts. No fluff, no filters, just the craft, the courage, and the conversations that matter. So grab your drink, get inspired, and let's craft something worth remembering.
Ooh, yeah. I love that. Getting into it, just want to check in. The pour. How you been doing?
Yeah.
How you been feeling? We officially launched last week.
Officially launched.
We've had some, I think, over 100 downloads now.
Awesome.
And people reaching out and absolutely loving it so far.
Yes.
And I can't wait. This is only more to come.
Yeah.
But how are you feeling about things?
Really great. Yeah. Things are good. Feeling a little run down personally, like just energetically. But also, that's just where we're at right now.
And this week.
And this week. Yeah.
TMI.
Yeah. No, but I think that's what we need to start talking about more too. Like people, I think, put that in the back burner and don't think about it. And so knowing that's where I am in my cycle.
Yeah.
That just to know that and be cognizant and share with the team. Like if I'm low energy and don't have it, this is why. So pick me up where I can't be, and we do the same for each other. So I think that's where I'm at.
Yeah. I feel that. And I'm in that same, almost the same cycle. And
and girls, it's a real thing. Like we're all in sync. So
there's a lot of ladies
guys in the crew
office
that have to deal with all of us.
Yeah. If they actually paid attention, their lives would be easier because they know this week you're not going to get my full raw energy this week than any of the other weeks. Now in about a week and a half, you better
watch it.
Energy's
coming.
Exactly.
So full disclosure, we'll be having more conversations about that because it's important.
It really is.
It's really important for people to start to be in tune with that.
And
not ignore it.
Put things on your calendar that make sense on those weeks, right? And I allow myself to have more gaps on my calendar, like this week and next, for that reason, because I know I don't always want to show up to things, so I'm not going to overload myself. Yeah. And I will sometimes even put things on my calendar I know I'm okay to say no to. Like, they're not going to be mad at me if I don't show up.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm like, exactly. Oh, yeah, my energy is a little low today, too. And I'm like, I think it's just because I have so much spinning in my brain and just happening right now, and like a laundry list of things that I want to get done. And so tomorrow I'd probably be fine. But right now
it's a different
all
story.
Spinning. And like I said, I feel like I'm forgetting something. I don't like that feeling.
Yes.
And I don't think I am. Like I did like a mental check. I went through my Notion. I like looked at everything. I was like, I don't think I'm missing anything. But I don't know. I don't like that feeling though. Yeah. And maybe it's grandma. Maybe I'm forgetting about grandma something. I don't know. But I called her too, so it's like
checked in, and we're all good.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm forgetting, but it'll come to me.
It will, and you'll be like,
yeah, and it'll feel so good,
so good.
Serious. Okay, Kins, I'm gonna kick us off.
All right.
So we're talking about the unsexy stuff that scales. So I'm glad we're doing that because this is like we're in an unsexy mood.
It's so spot on. It's true.
So
it's true.
Here comes the boring stuff, right?
Yeah.
But it's all good stuff. And why does the boring stuff matter, right? It really does. And it's what gets you typically to the next piece.
Yeah.
And so, Kins, if a founder can only fix or focus on one unsexy thing right now, what would you recommend, whether it's contracts, cash flows, workflows? What would you prioritize first and why?
Yeah. They're all important. So I wouldn't say no to any of them. They're very important. To me, though, I would suggest workflows, and specifically if we're talking about scaling too. So important to have those in place, because if you don't, things aren't going to run, right? Yeah. It's chaos constantly. I was thinking about it, and it's not about being robotic or having it have to be exactly, but it's designing the infrastructure that's going to allow you to grow and allow you to then be able to be creative and thrive and minimize the chaos.
Yeah.
I don't want to say without chaos because that's not realistic, specifically in our industry. There's always going to be some form of chaos, and that's just the
agree.
reality. But minimize it as much as possible. And for us, as an example, is if we didn't have a infrastructure and systems in place, which, granted, we're still finding it's a constant reviewing and adjusting. As your company changes, you add new things, you add new people.
Absolutely.
It is. So you have to be mindful of that and have the mindset of it's never going to be one and done.
Exactly.
You're changing. If you want to scale, you're going to. If you want to just continue to do the same thing over and over again, and that works for you,
Yeah.
by all means.
If it's working, it's working.
That's great. But in order for the conversation to scale and to grow and to continue in that, you're going to have to change those things. But like last week, man, we had our launch, which is amazing, but we probably had 6, maybe even more last minute events that literally booked in less than 72 hours.
Really?
If we didn't have the infrastructure in place, we could not have had said yes to those.
Yeah.
So
The
that
infrastructure allows us to say yes
correct
to those because the rest of them are all handled. The ones that have their shit together and call us at least 2 weeks in advance.
Yes.
They are handled, taken care of, locked in.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, wait, we can handle these.
And we built the machine, so we have the inventory and
Call
those
us.
things. Yeah, we've got it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Bring it on. Granted, it does put a little bit of that chaos because you've already...
It's breaking the system.
Correct. It 100% is. Which is why we are
creating another
system specifically for those last minute ones. So that there is the infrastructure will continue to be able to be sturdy and stable, right?
And then manage without our help.
Yes.
And then they become, that part. That's when our people feel more comfortable to run in those systems on their own and then reach out to us when like, hey, there's a break here. Or I'm noticing this is breaking more often than not. Or we're just seeing the issues repeatedly happening, being like, okay, this wasn't a one-off. If it's happened more than once, that's a conversation for a system potentially.
Correct, yes.
Because it's a repeated issue that potentially can be fixed with an automation, a check-in, or whatever the case may be. Another piece to the system that you haven't fixed yet, right?
Yeah. And you can't fix it unless you know that it's there. So like you said, making sure it's more than just the system. It's the team within the system and the team that's working the system, right? So if everybody, where the communication piece comes in is so important. And by having our meetings, team meetings, sometimes it is, oh my gosh, another meeting or whatever. But it's so important. It's where we get a time to digest, to know where things are. Where is a missing or a weak link? Maybe not missing. It just might be weak and we have to adjust. And
they need time to communicate those things.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to drag it out of them.
You do. You do, for sure.
But that's okay. But that's the whole point.
Yeah.
It's connect and optimize and keep pushing.
Yeah. And it's where clarity comes into when you have the systems in place and the workflow. So I think for me, that would be
top priority.
Yeah,
I agree when it comes to the scaling piece. I also think that when it comes to scaling, in order to create those flows, you've got to have the right people in the right role. Right? And then you also have to have them comfortable to run in it.
Yes.
And that's where that clarity, I agree 1,000% comes in. Because you can have the right role, it be completely clear, and then the person you have in it is not able to keep up, or just the expectations aren't met, or not the right type of person. Right? And people can be coached, they can be taught, they can be invested in, but you typically know right away whether someone's a good one in that role or not.
And then it's making that decision.
Pivot.
Yep.
Exactly.
Doing it. And like just to create more clarity on that too, like the fact that systems aren't sexy, but they are what make sustainability possible, right?
Ooh. Yeah. You know what else I wrote down for that is when it came to the workflow piece for me is when your team has a system which they can fall back on and a procedure, and whether it's written or not, they can communicate that to the client. And it also makes that side even more clear, trustworthy, expectations being met, because you're like, hey guys, I would love to do that for you, but I have to have it before this date because otherwise I can't get it on the books for you. Or
Correct.
this has to happen before this has to happen. And if they're not clear, like we said, in that role, they can't communicate to the client, and the client feels better.
Oh, yeah.
When they understand what happens when and why.
Yeah, because it's clarity on the client side. And it builds that trust, knowing that there is a system in place, that my event has a checklist so that I know that what I have been told or I want for this event, it's going to happen and be executed. Otherwise, you're right. Like, not just a vibe that they're going for. They actually want the event to be executed properly. And having those checklists in place is super important.
And they also want updates, and they want communication. And they want to know for sure what you're bringing, what I need to bring, be on the same page, like whatever that case may be. But the workflows, we're talking internal to scale, but it's also going to help you, one, be able to take on more because you have the system, so you can scale, right? That's the whole point. But then the customer piece is you're doubling down on your reputation and your brand, and then you're the authority in that sense. They're coming to you as the expert now, and you're positioning yourself that way because you're like, no, if we do it the way you're telling me, miss, I've never done this before, it's probably not going to go well. You might want to rely on us because I know you're not going to want 14 kegs for your 20-person party, okay?
Correct. Yeah.
Like, I promise.
Let me share with you.
You know?
Yeah, but it's like your customer acquisition and retention is they're going to come back and want to work with you again because the experience was seamless, and that's because you have the system.
And sometimes they're the ones not making it seamless on the customer side. And that's when you get to use your procedure as your boundary.
Yes.
And something you could fall back on and being like, listen, this was communicated to you. This is in our contract and or communicated to you. If you don't abide by this, there's not much I can do for you. Like, I want to. And on the back end, of course, we're going to do everything we can. But like, there's sometimes you got to put your foot down.
Right.
And then customers are like, oh, wait, I need to. They own a business here. There are systems for a reason, so things go well.
And timelines, like for when we need information, you're 100% correct. I can't guarantee in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and what we need to order,
right,
and how we need to source it. And oh, I'm sorry, you told me your guest count tripled 2 weeks before. Like, okay, not the end of the world, but you could have given me a month ago. But yeah, no, it's. The customers also want to break the system, and you've got to hold strong. And then you also have to pre-communicate those expectations so that you're not in the trap of, oh, I should have told them, so I'm not going ass backwards or bending over backwards for them.
Yes.
And I really shouldn't be, because I just didn't communicate what I needed and didn't, it's not even being the bad guy. I don't want to say you're being the bad, but it's just proper.
Always.
Totally.
All right. Building. What's one simple system or tool that instantly made your business feel more professional and scalable?
I like these.
I know. This is like a sexy
lady.
question for you.
I know. This is the most energy you're going to get from me around my tools today. I have a lot of tools I love. I have a lot of tools that make my life massively easier, and that allows me to triple the output and or allows me to grow and build. But I will say the one that I'm obsessed with now and the most recently, and it's doing a lot more than I even thought it would, and the automations and the connections that it has, is Notion.
Okay.
I've forced everybody to be on board with it, but it's working. It's UI UX is simple to anything with it. You can make it do whatever you want.
For our audience that may not know what Notion is,
Google it. No,
there you go. Yeah.
I'm kidding.
But just from a high level, right? Yeah. Because you geek out over this stuff, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But for somebody else, what would that look like to them?
Yeah.
And why would they want to use the tool Notion?
Totally. I don't know what they classify it as, but it's an AI project management tool.
Okay. Awesome.
I would say. And it's a blank canvas. So every page is blank, and you either build what you want it to do, or have the AI build what you want it to do, or use the internal templates of what it has. For example, it can host your CRM, it can host your sprints, it can host your lead management, your
And your
project
sprints
management.
is like the tasks that you do on a regular basis.
Yep. So we work in the Kanban system, which is sprint planning on a weekly basis. So we know what is on our plate every week and then what's in the backlog for the following week.
And it's so fun checking that stuff off.
And sliding them over when they're done. It's a satisfaction for sure.
Slide right.
Yeah, exactly. But since it has a full API access, you can really connect it to all of your other tools to help automate some of these things outside of Notion and inside of Notion. So sometimes you're using some external tools that don't allow you to do the automations or the customizations that your business needs. For example, a lot of people in our industry use HoneyBook. HoneyBook's automations are slightly better now.
They have definitely
stepping
enhanced.
It up
You are
for
correct,
sure.
but
For a very long time, it was very limited. Why? They weren't creating products for people that were looking for those automations at time. It was for creatives. It was just to get pretty proposals out on a quick basis and have that customer portal. And it solved that problem wholeheartedly. We all love HoneyBook for what it is.
Yeah.
But what it didn't have was the automations, the reporting, and the task management and project management that I would prefer to have for a larger scale team that we do.
It's usually, HoneyBook is usually those solopreneurs kind of come into the business utilizing that, but it's not necessarily wasn't designed for people who have grown and scaled and expanded. And that's what we have found as we've grown. It was wonderful when we were small, but now where we are, there's so many missing links where why using something like Notion has come in to fill in that gap.
Exactly. And HoneyBook's getting better at it. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, for sure.
They're getting more and more, but I want to be able to use a tool where I can use Zapier to push all the data from HoneyBook to Notion, and then I can do whatever I want with that data. So for us, right now, we're primarily using Notion for our project management, our lead management, our sprint boards, our back-end house SOPs. It's a hub for our whole back-end headquarters.
Yep.
It's a one-stop shop for me when it comes to scalability right now. Because everyone can see everything. We can get the docs that we need to get, see the data finally that we should probably have, right? And then we could do something with it, because for so long we've sat in this place of authority for 15 years and we didn't have a ton of raw data I could throw at, right? Being like, oh, we get 15% this types of leads here and 50% here,
right? Because
it's so hard to read HoneyBook data. So built all these systems and automations in Notion where as soon as it hits Notion, this happens, and I don't even have to look at it. But when I choose to look at it, I know what our staff is working on. I know what is on my list next. I know what I was in the middle of that I was like, oh, I didn't finish that yet.
Right.
Because that happens. And so all of that is linked there for us. Now, for me on the wedding planning side, I've actually built an entire client backend portal for the wedding planning clients that we have. So they have access to their own little portal, and it's everything they can need from top to bottom to manage and plan their wedding with us.
And they choose what they do, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
So
they could see everything.
Yeah.
I can also share that with vendors. So if they want to take a peek in, I could share it with their family if they want access to one or two of the pages or whichever the case may be. It has really been a solid resource lately, and I haven't had any real issues with it, which is a big deal for me because I am the queen of breaking tools and I'm the queen of figuring out if something works or not. But yes, it has been beautiful and a little bit of a learning curve.
Yeah.
But not too much. Like I would say for somebody, if you're good with a little bit of tech, a little bit of, I'm not like crazy coder, right? But I can figure some things out and it's doable. And even for our team, I'm like, hey, this is how you change this, or if you want to add that or customize this, they're like, okay. Same for my clients. So if my clients are able to use it, no problem.
Right.
Then you can use
sure.
it, no problem.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a good hub, and it has an app on your phone. So the same version you see on the web, you see on your phone,
which is awesome.
Which is not confusing.
Yeah.
So lately, I think Notion is a beast and one of my favorite tools. And if you're stepping in from that solo entrepreneur to the next piece, and even for where we are, where we're not solo entrepreneur, we're actually trying to double down and scale even higher.
Right.
it has solved a lot. So for any level, I think it's a great tool, and it's really not expensive,
Yeah, no, that,
like whatsoever.
No.
I think what do we pay, $19 a month, something stupid like that.
hey,
And it
it's
also has
brilliant.
AI and
Keep it that way,
Yeah.
please and thank you.
thank you. My bad. It wasn't stupid. Great
It's
idea.
brilliant.
Great idea. But it's been a good one. Highly recommend Notion.
Highly
I
recommend.
should see if there's like a link or something, because do I get mine free if I share it?
Right.
Like,
There you go.
seriously.
Hey, add
But-
that to the list.
I know. Link. What do they say on other podcasts? We'll put it in the bio.
That's
Yeah.
right. There you go.
Literally.
We're getting there.
Notion, sponsor me. See, but I should. And then there's also people out there, I don't know if you knew this, that are Notion like experts,
Right.
where you tell them how you want Notion to work for your company.
And they'll build it out for you.
Exactly. So we know the Unsexy is what helps us scale.
Yeah.
But the sexy results come from the unsexy work.
Yes.
So I have a question for both of us.
Okay.
We can spitball these, but what's a specific opportunity you could only say yes to because your back end foundation was already solid?
So I think I alluded to this
A little
already,
bit.
but those last minute requests. An example,
Sorry.
a client that we worked with last week, we did 2 events with them, coffee events, on a Tuesday and a Friday, texted me Friday afternoon and said, can you be here again tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.? I could immediately say yes, wholeheartedly, knowing that we
Have what we need.
that everything is in alignment and we can do it. Does it throw a little kink in the
Yes.
chain? Because that wasn't part of the flow. So late that afternoon, you have to re-pull everything, get everything loaded.
And also like 12 hours
Staffed.
notice is a little short, guys,
Yeah.
but I get it.
Yeah, but to be able to say yes and not have to say, oh, hold on, please, and let me double check for you. Immediately, yes. So to me, that is a crucial thing. Otherwise, that would be an opportunity miss where I have to say no to a client that we've already worked with. So it makes it
Yeah.
seamless. Information's already there. I know what they want. It's rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
But if we didn't have our systems in place and workflow, it would have caused chaos
Yeah.
when it didn't.
Yeah. And I think the majority of our creative industry, at least on the service-based side and hospitality, we're all typically, very commonly, Enneagram 2s, which means we have the I want to take care of you gene in
100%.
us, which is why we're in hospitality and service, because we belong there.
Yeah.
And we always typically want to say yes to you. There is not really a time that any of us are like, I don't want to say no to my client. Like, they're really asking me for this. And like, even on the wedding planning side, I think about them. Like, they come to me with these crazy decisions or crazy ideas. And the last thing I want to do is tell them no. But a lot of times it's a crazy idea that's very expensive. So I'm like, okay, let's talk about this. Let's figure out a way that we can get it in your version or pull in elements. Like, you might not be able to pay for what Instagram is showing you.
Correct.
But we'll do it. We'll do it in our own way and within your budget, because I think you want me to keep you on budget.
Yes.
I think so.
You have a dual focus in that sense, right? Of
Yeah.
trying to bring the client's vision to life, but within restriction. I mean, like within their requirements, elements that they have.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I also think that it frees up our ability to step away. It also frees up our ability to know that things run without us there.
Middle.
It also allows us to travel more if we wanted to, or open up the ability to scale locationally and or travel within your business, because you're freeing up your home base and your home base is locked in. So if you're looking to scale in a franchise, you've really got to have everything locked in, documented, because you need to have the playbook to go copy and paste
100%.
everywhere else, right? So it depends on your scaling technique. I know we're not even going into what the different scaling techniques are.
Yes.
And then we're just talking over scaling in general. But there's so many ways to go about it. And I'm not sure which way you're going about it. But it's beautiful when you're able to say, this is working. yeah, I can say yes to if you call me and I want to go on that trip. Or yes, I can take my kid wherever he feels like needing
Yes.
to go. Or, oh, he's not feeling well today. You know what?
No worries. I got it.
Yeah.
Got it covered. I'll come pick you up. It's no problem.
And isn't that what we all wanted to
Yeah.
be able to do?
Yes.
Like the freedom we all said yes to entrepreneurship for.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is me giving everyone listening permission to say that you don't have to do it all
No.
and take the next step, the hard step.
Yeah.
To
It's risky, but it's taking those steps that gives you the freedom and having the backbone and the workflow and spending time on some of those what we call unsexy, but really they're sexy if
yeah,
you do them right.
when you see the results.
That's right. Yes.
But it's unsexy to sit in that, 3 to 6 months of planning, building it out, and then training the people on how to do it, and then breaking the kinks and fixing the kinks. Like that part's boring and annoying, and but necessary
For sure.
And if it's so annoying and it's almost working, you're like right there.
Yeah.
That's where we're at in our piece with our systems.
For sure.
We have them running like you were saying, but there's some kinks. There's some little things that need to be optimized.
Fine-tuned. Yeah, for sure.
And I'm constantly asking, I'm like, is this an issue that's happened before? And if you say yes or no, that's my systems brain being like, okay, let's handle it no matter what. But if this has happened before, this is where I come in.
Where is it broken? Where is there a missing component that we just need to tweak slightly?
And then sometimes it's a systems issue and sometimes just a human issue. Because if you don't abide by the system and somehow it breaks along the way, and that's where you identify, oh, this was a one-off. We just forgot to do this piece.
Correct.
Or, oh no, this one-off is happening 12 times now. No.
Yeah.
Ding, new system or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's great. So, speaking on discipline a little bit to close us off.
Yes.
I have a little closing question for the both of us.
Okay.
And in order to scale, discipline is required because it won't happen without it. And my question to both of us is, where do we feel like we need to be more disciplined in our lives right now? I didn't write my answer either. So this was my closer question.
Great, thanks. For me, when things get busy on the work front, I tend to then pull back on my own self-care. And I can see when that starts to happen. So that's where the discipline. Yeah, yes, you can. So that's where the discipline needs to be for me, is to put myself at the forefront. And that could be the discipline comes in, okay, great, I'm getting up at 4 instead of 4:45. Right? Like whatever, which may seem like but it's not, because if I'm getting in that piece for me, and if I can have a moment where I'm going to sit and have a cup of coffee in silence,
or your hot yoga,
and see the sunrise or whatever, to me, that fills my cup where I can then come in replenished.
Yeah.
So that for me is that discipline, because when I can stray from that and just be like, I got to go do this and this, that's just me.
Yeah.
That
hyper focus. Yeah. And then you're like, oh no, I'm just going to keep going. I'm running.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then you have me and Ashley being like, Kins, go move your body. We know, I could tell you want to move your body. Get out of this chair. Get out of this building.
Go do something. I'm looking forward to the cooler temperatures, because we will be walking this complex over and over again throughout the day. Seriously. Just to get movement.
We should bring bikes and just go on bike rides.
Just go on bike rides.
Literally.
In the cul-de-sac.
Yeah. I feel like we could ride to Starbucks. There's so much we could ride the bike to AJ's for lunch.
That's a great idea. All right.
I think we need to do this.
Okay.
Now this is a new idea.
Done.
Sorry, team. You now need to exercise with us, okay? Bring your running shoes, okay? I think in my life right now, my days are mapped out. Like that piece I've got figured out right now, at least my buckets and my checklists for the day. Where I need to be a lot more disciplined is my meals.
Yeah.
I'm so sporadic when I decide to eat or not, because to your point, when I'm locked in, food is the last thing I'm thinking about until it hits me and I'm like, I'm going to eat everything right now. And that normally happens at like 4 o'clock.
Yep.
Because I'll go all day just chugging water, drinking my juices, like being fine. But I really want to be better at just having things to pick on. Because if it's there and it's in front of me, cool. But what I absolutely don't like doing is spending an extra 15 minutes in the morning making my lunch. And I'm definitely not going to buy it.
Yeah.
Because everything's $1 million.
Yeah. It
So
is.
I'll just eat when I get home.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's not healthy. It's not good advice, people. Let's put that out there right now. Especially for women, like the fasting for women is not really a good idea, especially for our hormones, from what I understand.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh man, that's something I really need to be disciplined at.
Yeah.
And I think working out more is making me more hungry.
Yes,
but
it is. 100%.
But I haven't really felt it too much yet. Like, I felt it once or twice, I think, after a Monday jiu-jitsu thing. But like even today, I went this morning and I'm like, I'm not even hungry yet.
Yeah. No, but I think nourishing your body, the nourishment, and
So good.
you just gave me permission to help keep you accountable.
Yes, please do.
And I think too, like having, you just said, easy access to things, snacks that are something small, just to nosh on.
Yeah. And I think what I need to just do is on my grocery list every week that I make for home, I just need to make a work one and be like, let me just leave it here.
Yeah.
And then it's here. I don't have to worry about it.
Nope.
And I can snack and pick as I feel like it.
Yeah.
And it's just things that we can.
And I'll send you a little Teams message and be like, have you had a snack yet?
Yeah.
Have you eaten yet?
Seriously, I need that.
Okay. I can do that.
Yeah. Grandma's been good with helping with that when she's around. She'll make sure I eat because she's just here. She was like, I'm making lunch. I'm like, okay, I'm never going to say no to the food.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to be the one getting it.
Yeah.
Unless I'm in the kitchen cooking. That's another story.
But it's if you're in the middle of something and you have to break that focus to do something, that's not happening. The focus is going to stay.
I'm so blessed with Cassius because he's like in the kitchen all the time. And he's like, Mom, I'm making eggs. I'm making you some. Do you want 2? Like, how many do you want? And I'm like, thank you. But he's really good with that. But if I'm locked in from 9 to 4, it's somebody else feed me.
Yeah.
I need to be better.
Ooh, y'all heard it here.
All right. That's it for this round of Curated and Crafted. The process is messy or unsexy. The vision is worth it. So stay rooted, stay bold, and keep crafting a life that feels like yours. We'll catch you next time.